dream. You go unseen. I got this feeling that you're leaving without me. I'm staying up all night. You're out till the sunrise. Are we pretending like we're gonna be alright? We're gonna be alright. Quit trying to run around, 'cause I can't take it when you're not around. And we both know that I could hold you down. Just you and me. Quit trying to run around. You're a hard find, and girl, it's a bad sign. You got me thinking that I wish you were all mine. Yeah, you were all mine. This isn't the first time. I'm starting to feel like you only wanna be an open door you can always leave. Yeah, quit trying to run around, 'cause I can't take it when you're not around. And we both know that I could hold you down. Just you and me. Quit trying to run around. I'm trying to work it out, but if we're over, it's not worth the time. Yeah, you got me running like I'm out of style, walking all over me. Quit trying to run around.
so excited to have you here tonight. Let's stand to our feet and worship.
No exception. I'm laying down my right to second guessing. You can have my yes. I'm giving you my fear of never knowing whatever's coming next. I know you've got me. You can have my yes. You're the lamp, you're the light, you're the cloud that guides me. You're the way, you're the truth, you're the life inside me. You conquered my fears, so I leave it all behind. I'm running to the light. I'm giving you my dreams and my ambitions. Your presence is my prize and my provision. I'll answer when you ask. Who could come against if you are for me? 'Cause even in the fire, I know you've got me. Giving you my yes, yeah. You're the lamp, you're the light, you're the cloud that guides me. You're the way, you're the truth, you're the life inside me. You conquered my fears, so I leave it all behind. I'm running to the light. Oh, wherever you wanna go, I'll follow. Oh, wherever you wanna go, I'll follow. Oh, wherever you wanna go, I'll follow you. I'll follow you. Oh, wherever you wanna go, I'll follow. Oh, wherever you wanna go, I'll follow. Oh, wherever you wanna go, I'll follow you. I'll follow you. You're the lamp, you're the light, you're the cloud that guides me. You're the way, you're the truth, you're the life inside me. You conquered my fears, so I'll leave it all behind. I'm running to the light. I'm running to the light. I'm running to the light. I'm running to the light.
All right, you guys can take a seat.
What is up midweek? How are you guys doing tonight? Okay, feeling the energy, feeling pretty good.
Feeling some energy.
All right. So for those of you guys who don't know us, my name is Lexi.
I'm Austin.
And
Love you guys
a well-deserved chant for Austin. Okay. And we are so excited to be hanging out with you guys tonight. Austin?
Before we do anything, though, do you guys know what's next week? I heard a few shouts. We have the costume party next week, guys. It is going to be so fun. I've been to a lot of these. They're always super fun. The silent disco that we do at these, if you don't know, ask someone around you. It is super duper fun to just scream music at the top of your lungs for no apparent reason around a lot of people in costumes. 6:30 to 8 o'clock, same thing as a normal midweek. come here.
You guys do not want to miss it. I kid you not. This is one of my favorite events that we do here. It's so much fun. You're going to get lots of candy, okay? If you don't like candy, then I don't even know what you're doing. But yeah, you don't want to miss it. So we're going to kick off into our first game tonight, and it's called Taco Cat Hunt. So with that information, we're going to need a few volunteers. We're going to need a middle schooler, a high schooler, and a leader. Could we get a middle school volunteer? Austin, you want to choose our middle schooler? And then for our high school? Okay, we'll get high school up here. Okay. All right, which leader would like to come up? Do some taco cat hunting?
We still have a leader. Leaders,
Come on.
raise your hand. Who's coming
Come on,
up?
a brave leader.
Everyone
Come
point to your
on.
leader. Everyone point
Come
to your
on.
leader. Who wants to come up?
Oh, come on, leaders.
I see a wild John Kerry out there.
Yeah, John, let's go. Okay, ready, set, go.
Yeah!
Got some good box jumping skills over
So,
here.
Lexi, you want to explain this game to everyone?
All right, so what we're going to be doing, this game has to do with palindromes. Yes, I had to look at my hand because I cannot remember that word. It's a very big word. But what you're going to do is, for example, taco cat is a palindrome. It is read the same forward and backwards. If you read taco cat backwards, it also says taco cat. And so what you're going to do is you're going to have 3 words on the screen, and we're going to give you guys 5 seconds, okay? Only 5 seconds, so you're gonna have to do it fast, to figure out which one of the 3 words is a palindrome, okay? There's 4 rounds. You're
Okay,
gonna wanna win.
let's do a practice round though, because you guys need to figure it out.
Oh yeah, okay, ready? Let's get the first practice round up there.
4,
Mike,
3,
Kim, Sarah,
2,
who's-
1. What is it, guys?
A?
A.
Okay.
What is it? A. We all say A, and
Everybody says
is
A.
it?
What's the answer?
It is A.
Oh, nice!
Good job, guys.
All right, I think you guys got the
Okay.
hang of it. All right,
So-
should we get into it?
We should actually get into it now. We're
All
gonna.
right.
It's gonna get a little bit harder, and there's gonna
yeah.
be points now.
It's getting real, you guys. All right, let's get the first real round up there. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Switch.
0. Which one? C?
Well,
C?
you all say
oh,
C.
they all say C.
Maybe you're all wrong.
Okay.
Are you all wrong?
I think.
Are you wrong?
That's a C. Yeah, that's a C. That's a C.
Is
okay.
it C?
Let's get the answer.
You are right.
Dang. Okay.
I think we're giving them
You guys
too much
are-
time. Let's
Maybe
go
we should
3
give them, like,
seconds.
3 seconds? Dang,
3
you guys are too
seconds.
good at this. All right, let's get second round up there. Ready?
3, 2,
2,
1. Switch. What was it?
Another
What
C?
was it?
Oh, wow. I don't know how you guys are doing it that fast. Okay, let's get the answer up there. Everybody says C. Oh. Nobody gets
not.
it. You can't switch
None
it up,
of you
Sarah.
were right.
You can't switch it.
None of you were
Man.
right.
All
Okay,
right.
this last one is for all the marbles.
All the marbles, you guys.
We're only gonna
John
give
likes
you.
marbles. You better get them all. You better
We're
get
gonna
them
give
all.
you 2 seconds
2
this
seconds?
time. You have to look at them
Oh.
quick. You got this.
Okay. Ready?
1,
One.
2, switch.
Oh. Did you guys get it? Okay.
What is it? We have an A, we have a B, and we have a C. There is going to be a
Wow.
winner.
All right. Who's going to get it? Ready? Let's see the answer.
And it was C. We have
Nice.
a winner.
All right. What's your name?
Sage.
Sage. Let's all give Sage a hand. Woohoo!
You can go
right,
grab
Sage.
something from the prize
Yep,
box
take your
that is
time,
right
go
here.
ahead. All right. Thank you, you
As
guys.
you can see, it says prize box on it.
And it is definitely a basket.
It is definitely a box.
Either way, it has prizes in it. So
So we do have another game for you guys.
this
And
one is great. Okay.
It is the fall season, and coming with the fall season, we all like to eat caramel apples.
Caramel apples.
Do you
Okay,
guys like caramel apples?
Let's hear it if you guys like caramel
This
apples.
is going to be a
What?
caramel apple
guys are
eating contest,
crazy.
and I'm going to need 4 volunteers.
4 volunteers. and a high school. Okay, let's get Jaden up here.
So,
All right, you guys. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I have carameled apples, they're just like one of my favorite things in the fall time. So I like eat them so fast.
we don't want you guys to
And,
cheat either to look at other people's progress. You're gonna blindfold yourselves.
In that spirit, yep,
No
we're gonna
peeking.
see. We're gonna see
There
who can
is
eat it the
no
fastest.
peeking.
If we find out that you peek, you're automatically disqualified, and we're throwing your caramel apple in the garbage.
Then why did you
So, if that's any motivation,
You're all blindfolded. And with this, blindfold yourselves. Blindfold, blindfold, blindfold.
Blindfold,
Right
blindfold,
now.
right now, right now, right
Right now.
Okay, I'm gonna get everybody's names. What's your name?
Jaden.
What's your name?
Olivia.
What's your name?
Camden.
What's your name?
Jaden.
All right. Okay. We're getting the carameled apples up here, you guys. I'm getting them up here. I don't know about you guys, but I really like my caramel apples with like peanuts on them. I know that some have like caramel
Jaden, hold your
candy
hands
corn,
out.
but we just have some plain caramel apples here.
No starting
All
yet.
right. There we go, Olivia. Here's your caramel apple. Reach out. You cannot start yet. I know, they're really heavy. They're really heavy. And they're definitely very sticky and messy. Yeah.
There is a whole caramel apple. The
And it's on a
first
stick.
person to eat this before the time is up is the winner. There is 60 seconds. On your mark, get set, go!
Be careful, guys, because the sticks are kind of falling off. So, all right.
First person to finish wins.
All right. It looks like we got some funny
Who
looking
is
apples over
going
here.
to win?
Okay. What was that?
It's an onion. This is.
How are your caramel apples?
Do they taste pretty good? Does it taste a little like bitter? I don't know.
14 seconds.
Jaden, I don't know about the rest of them, but
10,
Jaden is doing pretty good.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How'd you guys do? So, Jaden, would you like to tell us what you actually ate? What was it?
How was that
onion.
apple tasting?
What was it again?
An onion.
It's not an apple. Because you guys lied to me.
We had some onions up here. Some of them had onions, some of them had caramel apples.
Honestly, props to you guys. Jaden, you ate a lot
You
of that
ate a
onion.
lot of that onion. I'm very impressed. So, I'm going to look at some of the damage on these.
Let's see, let's
Look at
see.
some of the damage.
You did really good. Oh. I
So-
think we have...
I actually think our winner is the person who ate an onion.
They ate the most of the onion.
Look at the chunk in this thing.
Woo! Wow, good job, you guys.
He ate an onion faster than some of the apples. Can we give all of them a round of applause? Especially people who came on stage to eat an onion whole.
Yeah. Or attempted to eat one.
So, Jaden, I'll take that from you. And you
All
can
right,
go
yeah.
pick a prize
I'll
from the
take your
prize
onion.
box.
Yeah, I'll take your onion.
You
Yeah,
can all
go
put
ahead
the
and finish the
blindfolds
apple if
over
you
on
want.
that tray.
All right. Yes, all right. For those of you guys with apples, you can keep the apples. All right. Now what we have here, we have Emma to give us our message.
3, 2, 1.
hard not to vibe with that video. That beat gets me every time. I have a couple questions, and I just need to see a show of hands for these. Okay, but don't answer because I'm going to read them out, and then I'll read them again, and that's when you'll raise your hand, so you know your options before you raise your hand. Okay, how do you learn about new ideas? Do you like to listen to someone explain it, have a conversation with someone about it so you can ask questions and debate them, or research it on your own? Okay, how many of you like to listen to someone explain it to learn about a new idea? How many of you like to ask questions and debate it? Okay, a few of you. How many of you like to just research it on your own? How many of you get stuck in rabbit holes researching it on your own? You just, all the rabbit trails, man. Okay, how do you, I have another one. Shh. How do you like to learn new skills? Do you like to watch someone's example and then try it later? Do you like to try it out with some help? Or do you like to get some professional training? Okay, if you like to see someone else do it and then try it yourself, okay, you like to try it with someone's help. Okay, you like to get professional training. Okay, for me, I'm more of a try it with a friend's help. Like, I'm gonna need them to tell me how to do it a couple times before I get it. Okay, do any of you, this is just a yes or no question, so let's do thumbs up, thumbs down. Do any of you actually learn by making mistakes? I think I do. I made some mistakes, I'll admit it. Do any of you actually learn by getting injured? Yeah? Some people are very adamant about that one. Do any of you learn by getting yelled at or corrected, like maybe by a coach or something? Does that actually work with you? Okay, well, bring it back in, and I'm going to ask, I'm going to go ahead and ask that you if you have a phone with you, go ahead and just put it under your seat because I don't want you to have a distraction because I know a lot of you guys you get a Snapchat notification or whatever and you just want to check it. If it's on the floor under your chair, you won't notice that it's not there and that it's buzzing and stuff. So just a thought. There you go. Some of you guys know that Jesus had 12 disciples. Raise your hand if you knew that. Yeah, okay, I did too. Good job, guys. Jesus had 12 disciples and he chose them. Shh. Hi, boys. Hi. Shh. We don't need to talk right now. So Jesus had 12 disciples, and those 12 disciples were some of his closest friends. Some of you guys have a team that has 11 members, and some of those people are your closest friends. You spend a lot of time with them. You're in practices with them. You're around them a lot. And Jesus had these people with him all the time, and he got to influence them in a lot of ways. Now, for 3 years, they did everything together. And they were more than just his disciples, they were his friends, right? Because you can't really hang out with people for 3 straight years and not at least kind of become friends. So they were his friends. Now, in those 3 years, the disciples learned a lot from Jesus. They learned a lot by watching him. They learned a lot from seeing him interact with his friends and with the Lord and with widows and people who are broken. They learned a lot from interacting with him. And we get to look at a little sneak peek of a conversation where maybe it went over their head a little bit, okay? We're going to look at Mark 9, 30 through 36. It says this: They left that place and passed through Galilee. Jesus did not want anyone to know where they were because he was teaching his disciples. He said to them, "The Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of men. They will kill him, and after 3 days he will rise." But the disciples did not understand what he meant and were afraid to ask him about it. They came to Capernaum. I don't know. I just moved past it. When he was in the house, he asked them, "What were you arguing about on the road?" But they kept quiet because they had argued about who was the greatest. Sitting down, Jesus called the 12 and said, "Anyone who wants to be first must be the very last and servant of all." I guess I cut it shorter than that. And servant of all, there we go. So this story, right, he tells them this big piece of information. He tells them exactly who he is and what he's going to do, and they feel uncomfortable about it. So they ignore it, and they just push past it, and they start talking about who's the greatest of all. They missed the point entirely. They didn't get it. Jesus tries to tell them that he's going to rise from the dead, but they're too scared to acknowledge it. Jesus knows exactly what is going on with their conversation on the road, but he gives them the chance to come clean by asking, so what are you guys talking about? It's like when you know someone's been talking behind your back, but you don't want to acknowledge it, so you're like, oh, what were you guys talking about when you suddenly got quiet when I walked in the room? Like, it's one of those kind of situations. Now, clearly, the disciples still had some things to learn, so Jesus uses this moment to help them grow by giving them a gentle but direct correction. In this message, Jesus taught his friends, here's what's really important. God values humility over arrogance and pride. But what I want to point out today is less about what Jesus taught his disciples in that moment and more about how he taught his disciples, right? Because our friends have an influence on us and we have an influence on them. Jesus invited them to grow by living what they were living. He showed them how to grow by challenging them to love God and others with their everyday choices, and Jesus invited them to grow in community. While I'm sure Jesus had plenty of one-on-one conversations with his disciples, most of the interactions we see in the Bible are in a group. That's because we grow best when we're growing with others around us. It's like a school. When you grow together, you're in a classroom, you're growing together. So, I'm missing a page. I just looked down and I'm missing a page. Wait, sorry guys. Jesus invites us to be patient while we grow. That's another point. He invites us to be patient because spiritually growing is different. I'm losing you, so I'm going to ask you to just look at me. Look at me really fast. I want to see all the eyes looking at me. Jesus invites us to be patient while we grow. He doesn't expect any of you to change overnight. He doesn't command that of you. He expects to walk with you as you grow. You are not ever alone in this walk with Jesus, okay? Because he is with you every single step of the way. You just got to look around and acknowledge him. Now, Jesus teaches people with a lot of the ways he lives our lives, and we can teach a lot of people with our life. I'm going to read this verse for you really fast. It's from Proverbs 27:17. It says, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Now, here's what we're going to do. By the end of the service, you should have this memorized, okay? Because I'm going to say it a lot of times. And now, when you see it here in a bit, when it comes up on the screen, I want you to read it out with me, okay? Let's just practice it like it just came up on the screen. Let's see it. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Great job. Beautiful. You're going to say it with me every time it comes up on the screen. Got it? Got it. Okay, so tons of people are really funny and easy to talk to and fun to hang out with, but those aren't qualities of someone that makes them a real friend. Now, a real friend is one that have taught me through their examples or are willing to teach me even when it's uncomfortable or are willing to learn things from me as well. Those are some qualities of a real friend. Now, I want to walk you through some of my real friends, and I'm going to use my bridesmaids because I just got married, so it's fresh in my mind. And so can we throw up the first picture? That's my bridesmaid. It's my brother. Here's the thing. I chose him to be with me on this big, important day, to be in the dressing room, hanging out with us before, keeping me calm, to be there on this super important day. I chose him because he is strong and because he reminds me to be strong. And because he is confident and he reminds me to be confident and he's okay being silly. And he reminds me that I'm silly, and it's okay that I'm silly. I can be goofy, and I can be silly on my wedding day, and that's just part of who I am, and that's okay. And he reminds me of those things, and it's so valuable and so important, and he always shows up for me. When I moved out here and I got my first apartment, he flew out here to help me move into my first apartment from California. He flew out here to do that with me, and that meant so much. He always shows up when I need him. He's done so many things for me. So I chose him to be my bridesmaid because he's shaped who I am. Because being around him for the last 25 years has shaped who I am drastically. So let's see the verse. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. That's my first friend that sharpened me. My second friend is my friend Christy, right there. She is just joy. You can see it. She's joy. But more than that, she's my accountability. She's my conscience when I don't want to have a conscience about something. She knows everything that I've ever done. Every sin I've ever made, every mistake I've ever made, I've come to her crying with mistakes. I've come to her joyful at successes, at times where God has freed me from things. She is my accountability. She's my rock. But in the same way, I'm her accountability. And when things go wrong in her life, when bad things have happened, or when she's sinning and she's making mistakes, she comes to me and she trusts me with that. And you know what? We've been friends since middle school. We've had that relationship. Well, not that exact relationship. We got that freshman year. But we've been best friends since middle school, and we started being each other's accountability freshman year. You can find people like that who are trustworthy, and you can have accountability now. It doesn't just have to be with a mentor, but it should be helpful to have a mentor in on that kind of stuff. But if you have a close friend who's strong and godly and loves Jesus, they can be your accountability. That's Christy. Let's see it. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. See, I'm already getting it down too. Okay, so Christy, amazing. This next friend. Oh, Brianna. Brianna, look at her. Isn't she beautiful? Oh, stop. I love her. She is just the best. Mostly because she taught me my value. She taught me how to value myself as a woman in ministry, how to see that what I had to say was important. And I've watched her fight against injustices. She's Latina. She's faced so much. She has gone through so much hurt and so much being put down, and yet she is strong and she is faithful to the Lord, and she listens and goes where he calls. And every step of the way on our friendship, we have had deep conversations about Jesus and who he is and the people that he loves that look different than us. And she has pushed me to love deeply people who aren't like me or cultures that aren't like mine. She is so good. Let's see it. I'm not going to look at it. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. You guys said that kind of quiet. I expect this next one to be louder. Okay, here she is, my maid of honor. Emily. What a joy. That's us showing off our toast tattoos that we have. They match. Emily, I chose her as my maid of honor because I think she shows so many of the fruits of the Spirit. She is kind, she is joy, she is patient, she is all these different things, right? Like she is so good. She is, I have it all written down because I was bragging about her so much here. Okay, she will argue any point. It doesn't matter what it is, she's going to argue it with you, and she's going to disagree with you, even if she agrees with you, because she wants you to better understand what you're saying. So if I say, man, I love tacos, she's like, well, tacos suck. Okay, listen, tacos are the worst food ever. Why would you even like them? And then I have to be like, oh my gosh, because I love cheese, and I love beans, and I really love tortillas, and that's why I really love tacos. And Emily would go, oh, I love tacos too. I was just testing you. That is the kind of friendship we had. And it happened really suddenly where we were forced, I barely knew her, and then we were sharing a bedroom, and we were best friends really fast because of that. And she is just the kind of youth pastor I want to be. She is patient with students. She always has energy to talk to them and love on them well. She has been a youth pastor for 5 years now, and I've never seen her come home from work deflated. She's always hopeful. She never doubts that there's good in her students. She never doubts that there's good in the senior girls group that she leads. She knows that even when they don't show up, she knows that there is something good happening and that they can still follow Jesus faithfully. I want to be like Emily because she is a faithful follower of Jesus Christ, and she has pushed me to become a deeper, more faithful follower of Jesus Christ, and I've gotten to do the same for her. Okay, let's see it. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. Wow, you didn't even need it up. It came up late, and you guys still had it. I love it. I love it. That is so good. So, based on my friendships, based on my brave, strong, godly friendships, where we have difficult conversations, where we argue and it's okay, based on that, I'm going to give you some advice, some little tips that will help you. These are 6 helpful ways to help your friends grow. So this isn't self-centered. This is thinking out about your community, okay? Think about how you affect the people around you. Okay. Be curious. That's the first one. You cannot help each other grow if you're not sure what's going on in their life, okay? You can't. It's not physically possible for you to help each other grow if you have no idea what's going on in your friend's life. So you gotta ask them questions. Find out what's going on in their life. Find out what's going on with their cousins. I don't know, whatever you gotta do, ask them questions, okay? Say it with me. Be curious. Hey, high schoolers, what were you supposed to say just then? That was better, thank you. Okay, second one, be a helper. Shh, not yet, not yet. Shh. Okay, when a friend comes to you looking for advice, you don't have to pretend to have answers or solutions, but you can sit and listen and use the tools that you have to help them find answers. So if they need help, if they're like, hey, can you help me with this math problem? Help them with that math problem. But if they come to you and they're just telling you about their parents' divorce, then you don't need to talk about it. Hi. Shh. Hey, boys right there. Shh. Okay. Be a helper. Be brave. If you're serious, this is the third one. Be brave. Sorry, I moved past it. If you're serious about wanting to help your friends grow, you're going to have some tough conversations with them. Now, some of you guys are going to rush into tough conversations that don't need to happen. But there are some tough conversations you got to have with your friends. There are tough conversations you got to have with your parents. There are tough conversations you're going to have your whole life, okay? And your friends are a safe place, or they should be a safe place where you can practice that and you can find out more about what's going on with them. Christy, she'll always ask me a question I don't want to be asked. It's almost always like, hey, how's your road rage recently? It's fine. It's fine. And she knows it's not fine. And I know that I'm hiding it from her and she's dragging it out. So you got to have tough conversations with your friends, and that requires you being brave. Now, this next one is connected to this one. It's called be humble. You don't know everything. So don't just have tough conversations willy-nilly like, oh, you're bad and you're bad and you're bad. No. You gotta be humble. Like, you gotta approach them with humility and kindness and maybe ask questions first. Like, maybe be curious before you start assessing what's happening and before you start judging them. Because it's not our job to always be judgy, right? That's not our job. Okay, this next one is be open. Share regularly with the people around you what you're learning and wondering about, struggling with, working on. The more you share, the more comfortable with your friends you'll be. Christy and I had one night that changed our entire friendship. One night of bringing each other all this heavy stuff that we had been secretly carrying. And we unloaded it all to each other. And after that, we didn't have to carry it on our own, but we also had accountability. We had someone calling us out. And we had to be regularly open after that to make sure we were actually staying accountable for things that were current rather than things that maybe are in the past. So be open. Be open with your leaders. Be open with your close friends. Don't just spread it all over the school, but with the people you trust, be open with them. Be an encouragement. That's our last one. When someone tells us what they love or appreciate about us, it makes us feel valued, right? Like when you get a note or even just like a smiley face next to a grade from your teacher, it matters, right? Like you're like, yeah, I did that good on that test. Like that's all me. You get excited about that. Those notes of encouragement are so valuable. I got a bunch of cards recently because I got married. And the things that people wrote in those cards was so valuable to me. It was such an encouragement to me and the ministry that I do and things like that. And so be an encouragement to others because that matters. It keeps people going when they're in dark places. It keeps people going when they're in good places. It is such a joy to receive an encouraging note. Those are my little bits of advice. Now, you guys, let's do this just one more time. I want to hear you say it. You're going to lead it, though. I'll say the first word, but you're going to say it all. Ready? As... Amazing. Let's pray. God, I just pray for friendships for these students that would be like iron. God, I pray that they would sharpen each other and that they would grow stronger together and that they would pursue you with everything that they have. God, I just pray over our group time that you will help us focus in on who you are and how we can be more open and honest with each other so that we can grow in our faith in you. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
You guys can come up and join us for worship.
Christ is my firm foundation, the rock on which I stand when everything around me is shaking. I've never been more glad that I put my faith in Jesus. He's never laid me down. He's faithful through generations. So why would he fail now? He won't. He won't. I've still got joy in chaos. I've got peace that makes no sense. So I won't be going under. I'm not held by my own strength, 'cause I've built my life on Jesus. He's never laid me down. He's faithful in every season. So why would he fail now? He won't. He won't. He won't fail. He won't fail.
check out this 1-minute message.
The idea of learning from our friends might sound fun when we're talking about learning to play pickleball or ride a hoverboard, but learning from our friends gets a little more uncomfortable when you're talking about the mistakes you've made, the ways you've hurt them, or the places in your life you still have room to grow. In Scripture, we see a lot of stories where Jesus' disciples learn something from him. They learn through his example, through his words, and sometimes through his correction. In Mark 9, it became clear Jesus' disciples still had some things to learn, so Jesus used that moment to help them grow by giving them some gentle but direct correction. But Jesus wasn't making fun of them, embarrassing them, or making them feel inferior. Jesus loved his friends and wanted to help them grow. So he did. When we talk about what real friendship is, we can't forget this part. Even when it's uncomfortable, difficult, or even a little bit awkward, real friends help each other grow.
state of singing, yeah. High fiving everybody, but we out of here. Today. So fast, life comes and goes. Make it last, best slow your roll. They don't take it as a choice, but you gotta know that today's the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. And I ain't gonna let it slip away, nah. I'm gonna be joyful. Ooh, I'm gonna be joyful. Tuesday, I'm gonna be joyful. Yes I am. I'm gonna be joyful. Today. I got the joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I got the joy down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I got the J-O-Y down in my heart, down in my heart, down in my heart. I got the joy down in my heart. Today.
There's a road I know I must go, even though I tell myself that road is closed. Listen, lonely seabird, you've been away from land too long, oh, too long. I don't listen to the news no more. Like an unwound clock, I just don't seem to care. Like a lonely seabird, you've been away from land too long, oh, too long. Seabird, fly home. Seabird, fly home. Like a lonely seabird, you've been away from land too long, oh, too long. Suddenly you're with me, I'm turning, you're not there. Like a ghost, you haunt me. You'll find warmth in a rock and roll band. Sunsets, full moons, don't fill your songs. Like an untied dog, you just had to run. Like a lonely seabird, you've been away from land too long, oh, too long. Little seabird, fly home. Seabird, fly home. Seabird, fly home. Seabird, fly home. Life's a game, but it gets hard. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. Back and forth, I'm going crazy. Can you let me know? Yeah, we're alive, but are we living though? You need some time on your own, on your own. One day, 2 ways to be seen. Move on, be strong. If you leave it, too young to need any reason. So you say life's a game, but it gets hard. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are.
gets hard, it's not who we're with, it's just who we are. You change everything for a broken heart, it's not who we're with, it's just who we are.
Life's a game, but it gets hard. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. You change everything for a broken heart. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. Work with me, feel like a stranger in my skin. It doesn't matter where I've been, I'll live the lifespan for me. One day you'll say that you're leaving. Move on, be strong, you see it. Too young to need any reason. So you say life's a game, but it gets hard. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. You change everything for a broken heart. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are.
Life's a game, but it gets hard, it's not who we're with, it's just who we are.
You change everything for a broken heart. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. Life's a game, but it gets hard. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. You change everything for a broken heart. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. Life's a game, but it gets hard. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. You change everything for a broken heart. It's not who we're with, it's just who we are. Life's a game, but it gets hard.